I think I was almost gay. I'm telling you, I think I was almost gay. I'm telling you, if a lot of y'all know my story, you know I was really abused by my father, and when I say abused, I'm talking about extremely tortured, locked in the trunk of cars and everything, strapped to trees in the backyard and everything. But getting past that, like when I say I almost thought I was gay. It's like I was brought up with all girls. I'm the youngest of four kids. I have three older sisters, and we were on punishment so much and isolated from the world so much. All I knew was girl games. All I would knew was girl games and girl mannerisms and things like that because I never really had any friends. I had one friend that I would see every now and then, but for the most part, I did not have any friends. And when I tell people that when I came out of that satanic relationship with my father, that abusive relationship with my father, very troubling relationship that most of you heard about, that I didn't know whether I was a boy or girl because I was never taught anything by my father. And all I knew was girl things. I even asked my friend years ago, I mean, a few months ago, I said, did you ever see any twang or homosexuality or girlish stuff in me? He's like, no, I never spotted that. But for me, I knew all the girl games, Tweety Lee Jacks. I played all and did. I played with dolls, all of that stuff because I didn't have any other boys to play with, right? So I mean, when my father would say you're going to be on a punishment for the whole summer or for months, you won't see daylight. That was literally true. You would not see daylight for months. So all of my time was spent with my sisters, and when I got older and finally got out, I remember playing with one of my friends and we were doing something and it wasn't something that was gay. It might have been a game I wanted to play or something like that because, again, I knew all girl games. And it took him to wake me up at a very young age. He said, Greg, he said, man, we boys. And I was like, hmm, I guess I am a boy. So from that day later, now listen, it wasn't my father to tell me that I was a boy. It wasn't my father to teach me how to be a man. It was a friend telling me that, man, we are boys. We're not supposed to be playing this kind of stuff. So I had to wake up. But for a long time, I had a fear talking to girls, had a fear of a lot of stuff because I didn't know who I was. And let me tell you, when I finally realized that I wasn't gay, how beautiful the girls are. I became something different. But for most of between, I would say, my father left. My father was there 16 years, so my first sexual experience was around 16 years old. So right after that, I realized that I wasn't a girl and what I liked. But for a long time, I even sometimes question myself today because I joke with my sister sometimes. I'm like, man, are we gonna play some of them games again? Because I used to whoop y'all behind in them games. But that's how it was when you grow up in an isolated house like that with a bunch of abuse. You come out of there and you are really confused, and I was really confused, and I came out of that household.